Morning, beauties. Good morning, friends. Just want to share today about gazing on Christ. Wow. His presence inside of you. Some of you guys know how deep that well goes, or are beginning to understand how we've been taken into this secret place within our imagination, within our mind, within our heart. So I just wanted to talk about fixing our eyes on Christ, on Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith. That we can look at Jesus' faith. Just look at it. How he's trusted the Father when he was on the earth. Trusted him unto death. That is crazy. That he trusted his Father, committed every action, every thought to doing his Father's will. And I just get lost in picturing Jesus looking at Jerusalem, knowing that the world in Jerusalem is like so against him, but he goes there anyways to declare God's presence, to declare God's news. And Jesus. Would you go into a city that you knew if you enter into that city, they're going to kill you because they don't like your life. They don't like what you're saying. And I just get so inspired not to enter cities that are going to kill me, but to just see how trusting Jesus is, that he just will do whatever the Father is doing, and that he sets his life before the Father and says, as you will, I will. And see, that's the thing, that a gift that the Father gives, that if you're thinking that you're lacking faith, that, oh man, I could never do that, you don't have to. All you have to do is look at Jesus' faith, that his faith is perfect enough to know that he's gonna suffer if he enters that city, and he just trusts the Father that if he dies, then he's gonna raise him back from the dead. And it talks about with the apostles, how that when they become prisoners, that they've given their life over to God, that if they die and isn't God's not done with their lives, then they'll be raised back from the dead. That's some powerful faith there. And it's Christ in them that believes that, and it's Christ in you, and it's that well, everything he is placed in you. And all you have to do is just gaze on it, look at it, and acknowledge it, and understand that it's within you, that there's no separation from you to him, only in your mind. But as you gaze upon his faith and what he believes is true, what you behold, you become convinced of that presence, that faith, and it's inside of you already. It's not something you need to grasp or get for yourself out of work or anything. It's just seeing that it's there, setting your eyes on Christ, and Jesus, get out of here. Wow. He just gives it to you. He's given it to you. Any faith that you even have is just, it's his presence. It's the presence of his faith inside of you. He's the author of it. He's the finisher of it. It's a gift from God to you, in you. And it's like this parallel thing that's happening, that it feels like it feels like you've come into faith in believing these things, but it's actually his presence. It's him inside of you, and you're just identifying with it, and you're becoming one with it. And wow, there's just so many goodies that God has given to us that we can identify with, and it becomes, we start to own it as if it's us, but it's really his presence. It's really him uniting himself with us. Like a few months ago, I was in a place where I was hearing music. A band was playing on a stage, and I was far away enough to not hear the words, but I just felt like they were singing, "I love this union. I love this union. I love this union." And it was like so inspiring to my heart that God was just, he's so in love with you, with this union he has with you. And it's like, it's this everlasting love affair that he has with you. And it's so, God's just made me such a romantic. Like, I just love, like, daydreaming about Jesus and looking into his eyes, and him like looking into my eyes, and it's all true, because look at how he's proved his love for humanity. The God that has become man, to communicate to us of his love, and that love is willing to go to any extreme that we need. And ultimately that extreme came that we needed a death. We needed him to die so that it just, I don't know, it proved to humanity that he is willing to do whatever it takes to save us, to have us acknowledge how much he loves us. Which is, I mean, when you think about it, like God willingly laying down his life for his creation, it's pretty scandalous that he would go, that he would lower himself to serve humanity in such a way, to communicate that love to us. It's amazing. He's amazing. He's amazing. Oh, Jesus. I just love looking into your guys' eyes and seeing Christ in your eyes, and he's present. You're hidden in him and he's hidden in you, and Holy Spirit awakens us to the presence that's here, that's inside of you, that's never departed from you. And what you behold, it just becomes bigger and magnified, and and you can just get lost in that presence. And so, um, just getting lost in the presence of His faith, and how He's committed His whole life, His whole being to trusting the Father. Like, that's your inheritance. That's your faith. His faith is your faith now because it's inside of you, and it's a gift that He's given to you. And you no longer need to judge yourself or compare yourself to any other faith. Just look at His faith. That's it. Does he trust the Father? Does he believe for whatever? Does he know that God's going to take care of all of his needs? If the answer is yes, then just think upon that. Look upon that. Don't wonder, do I trust God to provide for me? No, it's not about what you believe about God. It's what God believes about himself and what he believes about you. And that's good news. That's good news because Jesus trusts him perfectly. He trusts him perfectly. And so that person that trusts God perfectly is inside of me. And it has become a part of me. And I've become a part of him. And there's no separation. And that's what God receives from us. He receives our perfect faith that Jesus has inside of us. And wow. And can you just imagine? Can you just imagine with me? Just hear the Father say to Jesus, like, anything you ask with faith as small as a mustard seed. Nothing is impossible when you believe. Do you think Jesus has a mustard seed of faith to move mountains? Just look at it. Just imagine it. Just gaze on it. Is there a mustard seed of faith in Jesus? And if your answer is yes, then just stay there. Just stay there in that yes. Yes, Jesus has a mustard seed of faith, and that's all you need. That's all you need to know. You don't need to wonder and gaze inside of yourself. Do I believe? Do I have a mustard seed of faith? That's nothing. Forget it. Forget about you and what you have. All that you can bring to God is nasty rags. Your righteousness is nothing. Anything that you think you have to give to God is worthless. It's rubbish. And he knew it, and he's letting you know it, and he just wants you to know that his righteousness in Christ is gifted, completely perfect for you. That his faith in him and the Father is gifted to you. And you don't have to work up any faith, anything. Just look at his and realize it's yours. Just accept it. Just accept his faith for your life, for your finances, for your goals, for your family, for your prayers. The answer, Jesus gets all of his prayers answered. Jesus gets all of his prayers answered, guys. All of them. So you can pray. And just believe that all your prayers are answered. Oh God, I love all my prayers being answered. Yes, all your prayers are yes and amen in Christ. Yes, all the promises. The promise that he hears and he knows and he takes care of you. Yes. Yes. So much goodness. Whee! Oh wow. We're effortlessly carried by his faith, by his power. Wow. Jesus. Just take a breath. Just breathe in that presence. You just become aware of it. He's never left you. His manifest presence is actually here. There's nothing you needed to do to earn his favor, to experience his presence. Just take a breath. That's heaven. That's him. That's the presence. It's like the wind. Sometimes you see it, but it's always there. The air is there. Your breath, sometimes you become aware that you're breathing. Just like you can become aware that you're breathing his presence. Woo. God, he's so in love with you guys. He's so in love. He's so available to you. He so favors you, guys. He so loves you. That's just like, that's everything he's ever wanted to communicate, is that I love you. I love you. I've given you everything. Like, don't fear, little flock. Like, it's the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom of heaven. And heaven is here. Guys, it's here. It's here. It's inside of you. Like, don't look here or there, or, oh, it's over there, or that's it. It's inside of you. Like, you become the temple of the living God. He is the presence of heaven, and he's never left you. He's just so I want to write about this secret place, like how perfect it is. Like, I know some of you, I've heard your frustrations that it's like, I don't hear from God, or I'm not aware of his presence, or whatever the frustration is. But I've just been seeing how perfect this body that he's given you, like this temple that you are, to host his presence, this inner prayer life or this inner communication that you have, it's veiled within your flesh, like it's inside of you. It's like your heart. It's like deep calling out to deep, and your deep calls out to his deep, and nobody can know the mind of a man except that man. But it's like Christ and his spirit is inside of you, and he knows you. He knows you. He knows your thoughts and your hearts and your hearts. He knows your whole makeup. He knows your future. He knows the potential of who you are, and it's just such a perfect setup. Guys, it's a perfect setup. Even though you might not understand like how to interact with him or how to communicate with him, like trust me guys, like it is in his infinite wisdom that he has created this platform, which is you, your being, to be the temple of the living God, like to share your whole being with him, and he shares his whole being with you. And it starts with that mustard seed of faith, that awareness, like that you are the temple of the living God, that you host the eternal, ancient presence of the Most High God, and your thoughts are like so connected to him. Like he hears everything you say to him. He knows everything that you want to give to him, that you want and desire in him. Like he knows it. And we don't always understand the whys or the reasonings or how come, it's like this. But the more you set your eyes on him and what Jesus has communicated to humanity, you fall in love, guys. You fall in love with his ways. You're just like, your ways, God, they're so good. Like they're so perfectly loving towards us. Like everything that you do with purpose, and it's perfect. It's wisdom, and it's wisdom. The spirit. Dude, I just love this life. I love this life. And I just see myself standing in the presence, standing before the presence, and saying to the Father, I love my life. I love my life. It's more than just the makeup of what you're doing and what you're saying and what you're producing. It's you, it's your personality, it's your being, it's your life force, and being alive and aware of his presence is the most satisfying existence. Like, can you see the angels circling around that glory of his presence, and them just peering in to see, holy, holy, holy. Do you realize how much they love being alive, to just gaze and see his glory? Dude, this is our inheritance, to see his glory. They're just seeing it. They're just seeing it with their eyes, but we get to see it within our person, within our being, within our who we are. What we see and behold in him, he has united us with that person, that beautiful being, and it's like I love being alive. I love being alive. This is our life, guys, and if you've not tasted what is, this is your future. It's presently available, but he's revealing it to us. He's revealing it right now. His presence, his beauty inside of you. How beautiful you have become together. How beautiful you are united with Christ. Like, so beautiful, so wonderful. It's everything he's ever dreamed. And his dreams, his dreams for our lives is so, it's intoxicating. It's overwhelming. Just a glance, all I have is my imagination of him, but that essence of his presence, gives me such confidence to just let my imagination just blow out of, because it's better than that. It's better than that. He's better than that. He's better than whatever I can think or imagine. Like, the things that he has for those that love him are so much better than what we can even hope or imagine. And so just go in your imagination, set your eyes on Christ and who he is, and let the Holy Spirit just take you on this wild ride. Like, it is a Jesus trip. I am tripping on Jesus. He's taken over my life. He's taken over it, and I am thankful. I am grateful. Like, his life is so beautiful, and he's invited us into this beautiful life with him, this beautiful existence, and it starts right now. It's no need for delay. Like, he is present and available. He's not absent. And he's ready. He's ready to teach you. He's ready to listen. He's ready to bear with you and everything that you are. He's the perfect spouse. He's the perfect person to commune with, to communicate with, and he's made you the perfect person that he wants to spend eternity with. Jesus. Oh, he's just so good. So good. Man, I have so much that I want to share with the world, with what goes on inside of this brain, this imagination, this temple. Like, I'm so encouraged, guys, because this well is deep and it doesn't run dry. His presence is deep. Whatever you need, that joy, that peace, that righteousness, that love, like, just know it's inside of you. It's not something you need to go outside of yourself. It's part of you. It's a part of you. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love heaven here. I love life, and I hope that this encourages you to take a deeper look into who Jesus is and identify that whatever he is, just look at it and behold it and see it manifest inside of you. See it become such an integrated part of who you are too, because it's true. It has integrated itself with you, with your with your emotions, with your body, with your mind, with your understanding. Like, so powerful. It's such a powerful. Ooh. Alright, love you guys.